If you guys want to get notified whenever I buy or sell a player, make sure to follow me on ultimatetrader.club, sign up for free now, and check how I make coins with my trading journal. How's it going, everyone, and welcome to another Market Watch video. As you guys can see, today's topic is when to buy specific team of the season players. I'm gonna get more into detail, but before going into that, guys, if you enjoy my videos and if it helps you with trading and investing, make sure to smash that like. It helps me a lot. Below the video, it gives more exposure to my videos as well, so really appreciate it if you guys can do that. And thank you so much for just viewing my content and watching my streams. So going into the team of the season, when is the best time to buy the cheap team of the season players? This is a question that I'm getting. You don't need to buy team of the season players because we're gonna be getting, as you guys can see, free team of the season cards, which you guys will potentially be able to input to get other team of the season cards back. I don't think EA is going to do like a really tough requirement even for the BPL team of the season cards. I do believe what they will do for that SBC is potentially just raise the rating requirement, maybe to an 83 or an 84. We're going to check those cards as well, but as you guys know, you can get these cards through weekly objectives, SBCs, etc, etc. So they will be available to you guys. Let's say, yeah, basically Lopez is for free because you need to play 4 games and you get him, and then you can input him in the SBC, which is not repeatable. This is really important, and some of the cards are already dropping. We saw these cards yesterday in the hype almost going for 40k, and I told my subs on Ultimate Trader to sell them as soon as they can, because when something is untradeable, when the mass starts doing the SBC and then they can't do that SBC anymore, there's no more demand for it. There's like less and less demand as we go progressing into the weeks. So what happens is people basically still pack these cards and they sell them, they put them on the market, but the demand gets lower and thus they bring back down in value as well. Another thing to note here, guys, is that if these cards will go a bit lower tomorrow or the day after tomorrow when the SBC is over, because we should get another SBC, I believe, on Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't remember exactly, but EA said there's going to be 2 SBCs dropping. We still don't know what exactly that SBC will be. We still need to see, but basically what you guys need to understand is that these cards can get lower after that period. If you hold them, I would suggest you guys to sell them now, maybe reinvest when the new SBC is out, because they will, in my opinion, be required again. But what will potentially happen is we will get other team of the seasons on Wednesdays, as last year. If you guys remember, we got the Saudi League, Benelux, and those leagues that were released on Wednesdays. So if they get released, and those cards shouldn't be that much in demand, there's going to be also silver potential team of the season cards, as EA has stated. They are going to be in the league SBCs, other league SBCs, which I can see in the Saudi League, for example, a silver team of the season card. So those cards should be potentially lower in value, will also, in my opinion, bring down the value of these cards right now in expectation of the SBCs, and when the new SBCs drop, they will go up in value. However, keep in mind, if some of these cards are too high in value, be careful, guys. Be careful. If the cheapest team of the seasons, let's say, go to 40, 45k, I would really be hesitant buying some of these cards, reinvest in them or something like that if they don't go low enough, if they don't go to 25k, back low to almost discard values, which they usually discard around 20k value. I would be hesitant in investing back again in these cards, just for the fact that they're too high in price. They're over invested for the expectation of these SBCs, and once the SBCs hit, they can get an offloading, a panic selling. As we said, be careful. There are free team of the seasons available, as I showed you guys earlier. You can get them for free for just playing 4 games in squad battles. You get this Lopez card, and just keep that in mind. People can complete these SBCs for free and they're not repeatable, which is a really important point. Now, moving on. When should you buy the most consistent team of the season? In my opinion, the most consistent team of the season can reach the low point this week on Thursday before the rewards. What usually people expect is when the rewards drop, there's going to be more supply and they're going to snipe during the rewards. But what actually happens is that people get coins, they start buying these players, and since they're rarer on the market, they push them up in value. Now, I do think Thursday before the rewards could be a potential buy day, or maybe they can go back down on Friday. However, when they go out of packs, I predict that many of these cards will go up. Now, potentially we will get the BPL the BPL team of the season next, and if we get the BPL team of the season, guys, remember, just as an example, Dokure, Robertson, guys that are playing in the Premier League, that are from the Premier League, if they won't be in the BPL Tots for the next week, they will go up in value. Dokure, if he drops on Thursday, let's say under 100k, that could be a potentially really good price in my opinion. But the deal is that he must not be in the BPL Tots. If he's not in the Premier League team of the season, he's gonna go up in value. If he's gonna be in it, he's gonna go even lower. He'll push even more. The thing is that when the BPL team of the season drops, that's the time when the most packs are open. That's the time when the most supply is on, and that's the time where I expect most of the market to be the lowest. I expect also icons to be lower at that specific point before going up into the next team of the season. But eventually, after team of the season, all of the icons should drop even lower than what they will be during the BPL team of the season. Just to be clear about that, expect most of the cards to drop when the team of the season period ends. The only thing that could keep the prices alive is the World Cup mode, which we've seen. It was sort of leaked already in the store. A lot of Twitter accounts have posted it about the World Cup mode, so it's coming, it's confirmed. If it's going to be on the FIFA market, many of these cards can potentially keep up in value for a bit longer than they did in the past years. So that is a thing that you guys need to take into account. And as well, looking back at these cards, there are BPL cards, and if they get like the Premier League, they don't get in the Premier League team, they will definitely go up in value. So be careful about that. Now, what about the other cards? The other cards, for example, Fabinho, the League One should be sometime in mid-May, as you guys know. So it's not coming that soon yet. Maybe even if we look at the Bundesliga as one of the last ones also drop in. These cards, for example, Bender as well. These cards will go up in value, in my opinion. From Thursday on, they will move up in value when they go out of packs. You guys can invest in these guys. But before getting the Bundesliga team of the season, before it's out, these cards will go slowly back down. And if they're in the team of the season, they'll go potentially even lower than they are right now. What happens is that when their league team of the season is out, these cards get even lower than at the prices that you guys see them right now. So really take that into account. If they get into their league team of the season, they're gonna go lower. If they don't get in, they're just gonna go up. So it's for you to know, like gamble on it, because you're gambling. You can't know if EA is gonna put them in or not, as I can't know that. So I don't work for EA, and potentially many of you guys don't as well. So this is something you guys need to take into account, need to research for your own and see which players would be good buying. Now, I do think, yeah, also the higher price ones can do the same movement. Let's say Vardy does not get in the BPL team of the season, he's gonna go up in value, if you ask me. So I do think the value right now that these cards are on is pretty solid. It will go lower Thursday before the rewards potentially, and even potentially on Friday before going out of packs, but then it will just go up in value. What happens is, and a lot of people also open packs with FIFA points, and as you guys know, that FIFA points bring coins into the market, and as they bring coins into the market, the overall value of the market goes up until it dies after team of the season usually. Now, if we look at the EFL, as I said earlier, the cheapest one cards will continue going down into Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know when the new SBC drops, but when the new SBC drops, we'll see what that one will require. And when the new one, if it won't require team of the season cards, I expect them to go back down low. That's your opportunity to look at them, to invest in them, snipe them. The specific day that they won't be needed in the SBC, let's say Tuesday or Wednesday, they release the new SBC, and on that day, if they're not needed, I do believe that day is the time to pick them up, because they are still in packs and they can get even lower. Now, just looking at the 83s market, I still think 1.5k is a good price to buy 83 rated cards. I do believe that BPL and other leagues will have like a higher rating requirement, but I'm specifically looking at the 84s, guys, because they're 3.5k. I do believe that in the next days, in the expectation of the BPL and all of that, they can go lower to like 3k, and 3k is already a good target price in my opinion. Keep in mind, whatever happens on Friday, if they don't release the SBC on Friday, if they release it on, as they said on Sunday, they're going to release these SBCs on Sunday, I would wait for Friday for the BPL team of the season to be out. That's when the most supply is going to be on the market. For these cards, for the 84s, you will be able to snipe, you will be able to bid during lightning rounds, you will be able to do so many deals on the 84s, guys. Get your head in on Friday. Don't forget it, because the supply is just going to be crazy and you will be making so many deals if you will be storing these cards in your clubs. Remember, 3k on PlayStation, in my opinion. I do think as well on Xbox is a safe price to buy 84s. I do think you will be able to win them on bid even lower when the market goes crazy. When there's so much supply, you can just make crazy deals on bids and keep your focus on these guys. Now, before ending, I just want to take a look at the Team of the Week. I do believe Moreno and Podolski are just too freaking cheap from these Team of the Week. 83 rated. There's gonna be an SBC eventually. Maybe not now. Maybe in a month or a month and a half. That they are gonna be requiring 83 or higher rated informs, which I think will bring them up in value. So if you're patient enough, you can also invest in these guys. I've invested a portion of my coins in them because I'm just gonna wait, sit out. You know, I bought like 10-20 cards of them. I didn't went full in on these specific cards. But another card that I already mentioned on my previous video is Areola. Under 13k, I do believe that is a good price to get him, because when the Player of the Year League One hype is gonna start, when people on YouTube, when Twitter accounts start hyping them up, Areola is from Paris Saint-Germain. The PSG players are the ones that should be getting at least a Young Player of the Year or a Player of the Year. I do believe the contenders, the main contenders, are Neymar or Cavani for winning the Player of the Year. So basically, Areola is a win-win investment right now at this very specific moment. I know the supply is high and he should potentially be at the discard, but there were already a lot of talks about this card, and there are already a lot of people buying into this card. So if you invest in it, I do think you can get your returns in a week or 2 weeks time. He can go way over like 15, 16, 17k. Don't expect him to rise to 20k. I don't think that will happen, but it could potentially also go to like higher heights if the hype will be really strong. However, I'm expecting between 16 and 18k target sell price for Areola, which I bought under 13k, and I do believe that is a very good deal. Musa could also be a really good super sub, but he has been supplied a lot. He has been supplied a lot, and I do think a lot of other accounts have also said to invest in Musa. I don't think it's wiser to invest in Musa than in Areola. I do think it's wiser in Areola because he'll have the Player of the Year hype, while Musa has only that super sub hype, and I don't want you guys to go in on a player just because he's potentially a super sub, you know, and because other Twitter, YouTube accounts have started hyping these sort of players up. It can backfire. You have to know that a lot of people have also invested in Musa because people told, like other traders and investors told them to buy, and it can backfire. Like this card, after going out of packs, can rise to 15k. People will still wait for it to get higher, but at a certain moment it will just crack because the supply was too large of supply, and too many people hold these cards and get tired, and they just undercut and they just flood the market, and the price just goes lower. If you're asking about the higher price players, like Royce is on a really amazing price value if you ask me, but I don't know if this is the time to pick up the 87 Royce. If this will be the time, maybe on Wednesday he can get even lower, because when team of the season keeps progressing, yes, there should be a time when Royce potentially goes back up to 240, 250k to make you guys some small profit. But in terms of risk and investing in this card, I do believe right now going into Royce is a bit riskier. Same for Milinkovic-Savic, even though he is at the cheapest. I wouldn't expect Milinkovic to drop that low, the 88 rated one, but people know he's going to get team of the season. They're already offloading, and it's really hard to predict at what specific moment, at what specific price the players who will get into team of the season are good to buy. In my opinion, the safest time to buy Milinkovic-Savic 88 is when the Serie A team of the season drops, when he's in the team of the season. He will get panic sold, and potentially even like, let's say he goes up to 270k and then he drops down to 240 or 250k. I do believe you are still good to buy him at 250k, because from that moment on, he will probably go up in value, and I can see his team of the season card still holding a very high bar of value. So what you're gonna do is, even if you buy him higher, you're still gonna make profit off of that one. Remember guys, the cards that have wants to watch cards, I'd stay away from them, even though there's potential of them rising. We've seen such an example on Donnarumma and Costa. Donnarumma just rose like really, like he rose really well, made 15k of profit off of this card. Well, Costa needed some time to go up. He was like 84k, right now he's 91k. This is because he has a wants to watch card, which the wants to watches eventually are not gonna get upgrades because the season is ending, and this will push down in value their wants to watches, and while the wants to watches push down in value, their informs will also be dropping. So keep that in mind when you're investing into the cards that have wants to watches. And yeah guys, this is about it. If you have any questions, drop them down below, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Cheers.